It's a day out of the office for me. This is the first time Jointed has ever done an online live interview with a contractor. Today we are in Sheffield and we are going to chat today to Jake from Peak View Landscapes about the industry, about what he does, why he does what he does, and the products that he's using. I've been out the back already. Jake is there with his team and they're very excited, very energetic. I've got some donuts, of course, and let's go and have a chat with Jake. Come on.
Probably one of the first things I did when I joined was.
We're just here with Jake and his team, and we're also accompanied with Business Development Manager Chris Niblett and Head of Sales, we've got Kevin Cunningham. Guys, I've got some donuts for you here, guys.
Oh, you superstar.
Jake, yeah, how you doing? You all right?
Yes, are you?
Yeah. This is a rare one for Jointed, Jake. We've never done something like this before. I couldn't think I'd rather be anywhere else than in a back garden in Sheffield talking to a trusted landscaper and his team.
Wow.
Jake, can you explain a little bit about this job, what you've done here at the moment, if that's okay?
Yes, so pretty much this entire area was just old block paving. Probably been down for about 30 years. All weeds going through it. There was a bit of like an outbuilding here. But pretty much everything else was just bare. It was just block paving. There was nothing here. So we've ripped it all up, dug down. Luckily, there was actually a sub base in. We checked it in areas to make sure it was a good 4-inch everywhere. And then we've laid all this, I think it was just over 66 square metres, something like that. And then we've installed all these gravel grids on the gravel. And then, yeah, just the paving, just laid on 4-inch sub base. And then you got 2-inch of mix, so just a 4 sand. Well, actually, we do 2 sand, 2 dust, 1 cement. And then primed, laid, and then jointed it with jointed dynamic buff. So yeah, we sealed it probably last week. Gave it a good clean down this morning. And yeah, it's all ready for the product now. So yeah.
Yeah, and you've used the premium seal on this particular job here, Jake, as well. A little bit about the sealer, I'm sure you know plenty about it yourself. It's an invisible, breathable, water-based, non-slip sealer.
Yeah.
And you asked me the question. You asked me the question earlier, Jake. Why do you need to pre-seal
Yes.
a patio before you apply the dynamic? And that's a very good question. Because of the strength of the jointed dynamic, it is extremely strong. We could easily cut back on the strength of that product where you wouldn't need to pre-seal the paving, where you wouldn't get a slight bit of glue penetration into that flag where it would leave a colour enhancement.
Yep.
But that's not the way we operate in Jointed. We come from the landscaping industry. We're all about strength. Again, it's not a big job to pre-seal.
No.
60 square metres. How long did it take you to pre-seal this area here, Jake?
How long did it take you to seal it, Jack? 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. So, like you're killing 2 birds with the 1 stone. You're pre-sealing to prevent glue penetration, but you're also protecting that patio from dirt and dirt penetration for the next 5 years as well. So It is easy to maintain this patio. This is a lovely property here. It's absolutely beautiful. The sandstone goes very well with the texture of stone that's on the house there as well.
Yes, it's the same sort of colours, isn't it?
Jake, can I ask you?
Go on.
Why do you do what you do on a daily basis, and how do you inspire your team to come along with you? Jump in, because we really like you guys, what you do. We feel we're passionate about what we do. You guys jump into the van in the morning. It can be hard. It's raining, it's 35 degrees. What motivates you? What gets you into that van in the morning to get you going?
Well, I think all of us are outdoor people. I can't imagine any of us having an indoor job.
Yeah.
I like being outside. I think all the lads being outside, they like doing a bit of hard graft. Have to admit, since getting so busy, I've come off the tools a little bit and having to be the organiser, which is a big change.
Yeah.
For what I'm used to. I grew up with, if you don't sweat during the day, that's not a hard day's work. So, from that change to organising and making sure the lads are happy, that's a bit of something to getting used to.
Because there can be that bit of guilt. If you're not sweating, you don't deserve to take what you're owed as well.
Yeah,
There's that mindset with all of us, especially contractors. We come from the field ourselves, as you know. We're ex-landscapers. myself and Martin Fox, as well as one of the founders of Jointed. Martin was truly regarded and renowned for being one of the biggest paving contractors in Ireland back in the day. So that knowledge has been filtered through Jointed. I come from the construction industry and also landscaping industry ourselves. We did supply a lot of stone. We were wholesalers of natural stone back in the day ourselves. So I think there's a huge connection there between Jointed contractors and merchants. We have an understanding, I think we have, and I'm not looking for brownie points here, but we have an understanding of the daily challenges that you guys come up against as well. And I think that what makes Jointed connect to the industry is we have an understanding of the industry, which is very important as well.
Yes,
which can help you as well if you have a technical question, or if you have any questions, we can answer them very easily, because we don't have to open up Google. We have the answers. We'd like to think we have anyway.
No, it definitely tells in the product, I think.
The Jointed Dynamic itself, how long have you been using the Jointed Dynamic, Jake?
I think it's about 2.5 years.
2.5 years. Okay. Yeah.
So I was looking on the market for something to use, and then I used a couple of the other ones, but I didn't quite. I like everyone, tried the the brushing stuff, and some of them are just naff, so I didn't like using them. And then I came across Dynamics. I thought I'll give it a go. I just had a small area to do somewhere, so I thought I'll just try it out, and put it in, and I think I went back 2 days later just to see how it was, and it was rock solid, and I was very impressed. And then we had to go back a week later because they had a problem with a drain or something, so I had to take up one slab, and I couldn't physically chisel one of the joints out. It was that hard, and I thought, wow, that's good.
We're glad to hear that, and it went through rigorous tests to bring it where it needed to be. There's a lot of work that goes on in the background with products and R&D and development. But again, when you come from the industry, you know what you want. We know what you want. We know what the merchant wants. But no, it's good to get feedback, and that's why we're here. We want your feedback. It's very important to us, Jake. At the end of the day, we know the Jointed Dynamic. We know it does what it does, but it's nice to hear it from others as well. And that wasn't the concept of today's journey either. Today was we wanted to talk to you, learn more about what you do. Is it normally sandstone? Is it a mixed bags? Would porcelain?
It's a mix this year. It's always probably about 50-50.
Yeah.
At the minute we've done a lot, especially if we're around here. I think it's sandstone. Keeps us quite, there's lots of stone houses, lots of stone walls. People try to keep it quite similar look as such. But especially if you go to a new build or something like that, that's when it's more
porcelain or something like that.
Maintenance free.
Yeah.
As people
You're a pretty young guy all the time. What would your message be? Because this has been recorded here, and I suppose in 20 years' time there'll be young
people. Completely different, won't it? The industry's fully changed.
Yeah, but there's always labour required, regardless of what happens. It doesn't matter. What would your message be to the next generation that's coming? You've seen a lot of change within your time within the industry. What would your message be to that young guy that's maybe watching this now or later and saying, I think I would like to get into landscaping?
There's a lot of pride that comes with landscaping, because it's probably one of the hardest jobs. I will openly say that it's hard, because it's pretty much every day. It's through snow, rain, sun. You could say sun isn't that bad, but when it's been 30 degrees and you're in the heat and you're working all day, it's hard going. But you almost get acclimatised by it, and you get a sense of pride, and you build yourself up, and it's so good for your mental health. I think a lot of young people struggle with that because they get put in, they do office jobs, just get told what to do, and where this, you can just be so creative. You can, some days you can just work your ass off and get, build up a sweat, and then some days it's about being really delicate and just building so many different skills along the way. I think that's why I like it, because I've seen, especially setting up my own business, I thought I was amazing when I first started, like everyone does. And then you start posting videos on it, and you learn the hard way really fast, but it was such a good learning because I'm 10 times better than when I started. And then you can't ever, you're always getting better because the industry is constantly getting better.
And the homeowner is on your back as well. They want that extra level of detail, and they push you as well for that. that extra percent that you
Yeah.
thought that you didn't have, as you
Yeah,
know
of
yourself.
course it
We've been there as well. Like, we know what it's like. Homeowners want the best, but I have to say I've been monitoring your work for quite a while, Jake. It is quite inspiring, the work that you do, I have to say, and we'd all say that in Jointed. I know Natasha is on the background there monitoring this event as well, and Natasha is very involved in what happens within the industry on a daily basis as well, and she's constantly giving us feedback. So you're a trusted landscaper, and well done. You've worked hard for that, you and your team.
Yeah.
That doesn't come easy, Jake.
No.
That doesn't come easy, no.
I mean, you know, the power of social media since COVID, you could say, like the industry's gone massive. You know,
Yeah.
taking videos, the standard. You can't just, you know, lay it without priming it anymore, because if you post anything, you know, you're going to get a lot of
Slated.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's almost pushed people to get better, which is really good. And that's why I really like this industry, because there's the standard of it in the past 6 years has just gone up.
And you hit a very valid point there about your mental health as well. You know, I suppose you get physical and mental success from something like this on a daily basis as well.
Yeah.
You're letting loose of your energy. You're keeping yourself fit.
Yeah, that's it. That's a big thing.
You can stand back and say, we did that. We're proud of that. The homeowner is happy with what we've done. And you've a great team as well. Your team is very motivated, Jake, as well. And you know,
They're very good.
no, but they are. I have to say they are, and I like as well how
No, they are very good.
I like as well, and there can be a bit of a misunderstanding sometime about a product and what way do you apply the product. But you're doing this in a very unique way, where you're striking the product as well with a bar to compress the product, and which gives the product more compressive strength as well within the joint.
Yeah.
Some guys don't get that, but it's not also necessary. But it is definitely a 10 out of 10 for me to see it being done like that.
In a way, we kind of compact it, you could say 3 times, so it gets squeegeed in, so that's kind of slightly compacted. Then the irons go over it for that real good compaction, and then we go over with a stiff brush just to finally give it that last little bit of compaction, fill in any bits where the irons just obviously pushed it into the joint, and then it's just, you know, nice and full, and you don't have any issues then.
No, and that's great. And another valid point as well, I see the guys they're sprinkling the product as they go. Like a clear message as well, you can't overdose the product with water. It's not diluted with water, but it helps keep the product flowable. And you have quite a considerable amount of working time with the product if you keep it wet as well. But look, glad to see you like the product, and glad to see that you're doing well within the industry, but you're working hard for it, Jake. Again, sorry for repeating myself. It doesn't come easy.
One question to you, which I know a lot of landscapers want to know, is what's the difference between your sealer and a normal sealer? Because how many times I'll be saying, you know, oh, we're going to pre-seal the patio, and everyone's like, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. And even I was kind of half brought up with that kind of logic.
Yeah, look.
Until I came and saw you at Futurescape, and I think I spoke to one of your reps who explained to me why you do it and why in the process.
Just about what makes the jointed premium seal different to other sealers.
Yes.
I suppose
people understand.
the formulations within Jointed for all products are very unique, and they're specifically designed for our needs and the needs of, I suppose, lasting as well. And I don't want to give you a politician's answer around this, but the Jointed premium seal and the dynamic and the Jointed simple kind of all comes from the one chemist.
Yep.
So they all work hand in hand together. There is other sealers on the market. They're top coat sealers.
No.
We generally don't like them because they seal the paving, and efflorescence or moisture that's in the stone can't make its way out through the stone because it blocks the stone from breathing.
Yep.
The Jointed premium sealer, it's a one-door sealer. It'll stop penetration, but it will let efflorescence and moisture come through the stone as well.
Yep.
And it's invisible, it's breathable, and it's compatible with the Jointed simple. I'm not saying that there isn't other sealers out there that's not compatible with the Jointed simple or the Jointed dynamic, but we can stand over what we have.
Yes, the same
So
works.
if you're on a job and you're using the Jointed premium seal, the Jointed dynamic, or the Jointed simple, or the Jointed porcelain epoxy grout, or the elite, or all the other products that we have, and if you've got an issue, we automatically get in behind you.
Yep.
Whether it's phone, whether Chris is on site, whether then Chris needs to pass it on to me as the technical director to take it from there, or whether I need to be on site, Jake, with you. There's no limits.
No, because I know I've installed this so many times, and how many people will say they're just not sure whether they need to seal it or not.
Yeah, yeah.
And
The-
I always say to use that because, like you say, you're safe. Because I've had a look, and there are cheaper options, but I just don't know if it actually works. And they're not by known brands, so I don't think it's worth the risk in doing it because you don't actually know what's in it. Because I don't know what chemicals go into a seal.
Yeah, and like again, we'd like to think that it's price competitive for what it is. We're very price sensitive in jointed, but we also take performance into consideration as well.
I think a lot of landscapers prefer performance, and I mean, there's probably £10 in it, and over this whole job, it's not worth
Yeah.
risking it for £10. But yeah, like you say, it's
And I'd like to think as well that it does dry out a little bit quicker because of the chemicals that's within the product as well. It dries out a little bit quicker as well, which allows you to come back into that patio
Yeah.
automatically within a few hours or an hour, depending on the temperatures, to get the application done. So yeah, yeah. Again, it's a lovely job. Is there any questions, Montse, there at the moment, or?
Natasha already answered everything.
she's on it.
That's great. That's fantastic.
So how long has Jointit been going for then?
Jointit was set up in 2011 by myself and Martin Fox. Not for the faint-hearted trying to set up something like that. Sometimes if you know what you're really getting yourself into, you could say it's not for us, but we enjoy the journey. We enjoy the journey, and yeah, the company was set up in 2011. It was set up on a small industrial unit, 2,500 square foot. We're now in a 30,000 square foot factory.
Wow.
The factory is busy on a daily basis. You've got marketing, you've got accounts, production, R&D, the chemist. It's all under one roof. So when you ring Jointed, we're all there.
Yeah.
We're all there. The company is not divided up, and we all work well together as a team. And Montse has been with us now for quite some time as well, and she's integrated well into the marketing department. But we all work together with respect for each other, what we do, and we all have the same goal. The customer satisfaction is where it all lies.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in one roof. Quite challenging but rewarding at the same time, as you know yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't come without its struggles, does it?
People might look at it and go, oh yeah, they're doing great and they're successful, but nobody realises the hard work that goes on in the background.
No.
In any business. And just because you have something doesn't mean that you have to take your foot off the pedal.
Yes.
If anything, you have to put your foot harder on the pedal.
It's a non-stop, isn't it?
Yeah, and the R&D department is constantly working on other products as well. The Jointed Dynamic probably was 3 years in the making before it came to the market.
Wow.
Every product goes through rigorous tests before they're dispatched. Before the lid goes on that bucket, everything has quality control checks. We don't like contractors saying this is not right because we come from the field ourselves. and you want it right as well because you're on the job. You want to get in and get out, Jake. And as I said, I said this at the start of this conversation, we really respect what you guys do on a daily basis. We genuinely mean that because we come from that field ourselves and we know what it's like to be out there and get that job done and the challenges, and maybe the homeowner wants to make a change halfway through the job as well. I'm sure you've come up against that from time to time. And
It's on every job, I think.
it's every job, yeah. It's just reality, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't mind it because it's,
It's part and parcel, yeah.
a project like this is it's an ongoing thing. It starts and things evolve as they go, so it never quite stays to plan.
Yeah.
I'm quite flexible with things like that.
Once you're open-minded, I think you'll always get on and get from that job to the next job.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't see them as problems. It's just, they'll have, can we do this? And I'll say, yes, if you want to do this, this and this. And then, some people quite, have to have it that way, not changing it. As long as it's not a drastic change.
Yeah.
If you laid half the patio and then they go, oh, can we have porcelain instead?
Yeah.
Any small changes that I'm quite flexible with, and, just give a little bit of a quick quote. The one thing I don't do anymore is extras and add on to the end as a landscaper.
All right.
That's something that I don't really like to do anymore because I've been caught out too many times by customers either being surprised how much the extras are at the end. So now I just normally, if they go, can we have this? I'll go to the van for 20 minutes, work out a price,
And come back.
And then they know if they want it, yes. just saved me. I know so many landscapers that'll pretty much do it for free because it's, they end up being caught out a little bit.
And that's sometimes where the relationship can collapse as well, where the homeowner maybe wants to add on a bit or do a bit more, and as you say, you don't price it up, and then when it comes to the end of the job, it's £3,000 more, but the material is £2,000 or £2,500, and there can be sometimes a little bit of a misunderstanding. So you're right, yeah, go to the van, recoat, give it to the homeowner. Yeah.
Saves you a lot of headache.
Yeah.
And I think they like it because they get to see how much it's going to be. They're not surprised at the end, and it's just an element of trust. But you just communicate with them. Communication is everything when it comes to having a business.
Yeah.
So that's another thing I'd say. Just
Yeah.
don't be scared to communicate with people. Don't leave things last minute. Just address them, sort them.
Jake, we have a few new followers. If you want to do a bit of introduction of Big Bill Landscaping, well, do you work in the UK? Which part people can contact you to work on? Just a little bit. We explained it a bit at the beginning, but we have a few of the new people.
Okay.
Just to explain a bit, like.
So
company.
I'm Jake. I'm from I'm the owner of Big Bill Landscaping. We've actually only been going just over 3 years. I've been landscaping all my life, but I've started up my business about 3 years ago. Like I said, love what I do. Like creating spaces out of nothing into something. Based in probably cover areas of Derbyshire and Yorkshire. Very busy. There's 2 teams in a minute, so we're getting through a lot of work. And we do everything from garden design to the build. Really, work with a lot of designers. Work with a lot of good companies. So just absolutely flat out at the minute. Run all the socials. That's been a big thing that's helped our company, I think. When I started doing the socials about 2 years ago, it was just me. I was probably just struggling to find a labourer at the time.
Yeah.
And I saw, everyone knows who's a landscaper, Mark Marshall, saw one of his videos, and I thought that's a good idea, promoting work. So I thought, I'll give it a go. Made a video, posted it, probably got about 80 views. I think it was about 5 minutes long. Really didn't understand how to make videos back then. And and then just from then, probably took a year of just getting used to how to make videos. And then I just started getting more followers, getting more work. And now we probably have, 2 leads a week, all really nice jobs. So it's going really well. So
Yeah, it's refreshing to be here as well, watching the guys getting the jointed dynamic. Because we dispatch so many buckets every day. It's just nice to be on site to see the product being used, and the guys are flying through this. You'll be finished here in the next 30 minutes, 40 minutes?
That's what I mean. It's literally took, they're probably, we went slow here because we're almost just waiting for you to turn up.
Yeah,
So we literally just taken our time. We could easily have that all in, and I don't even know what the time is.
We would have been here earlier. Only that we had
About
to pick up some donuts. We would have been
we
would have been here much earlier than that.
The donuts made you late. But you could easily get, like I said, 60 square metres, all pointed and, probably brushed down or cleaned down in an hour and a half.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. And
I grew up doing it traditionally with, sand and cement.
Yeah.
That's, for this area, I'd argue it's a long process. So it's maybe 2 days getting it in, and then a good day brushing it off and cleaning down.
Yeah,
so
cleaning it down, and the cement as well. And look, we come from that background as well of supply and fish, and we used sand and cement back in the day. But it's hard to stop that cement from leaching in either side of the joint, isn't it?
It does. It soaks into the stone, doesn't it? And then you can't really.
And when you power wash it as well, it takes off the layer of cement off the top when you're power washing, and then the algae and the moss comes. And whereas the dynamic, it's power washer resistant, and it does take a hell of a strong power washer to knock a dent on it,
Yeah, well, there's only, if you follow the instructions and then just, I like to say, iron it in, you can't physically go too wrong with it.
You can't, yeah.
So, it's not like sand and cement. Every guy I speak to, every old boy, I'll say, how did you used to do it with sand and cement? And they're all different. Some will do it really dry, some will do it really wet and like pour it in. Because they're all just so different, that's why there's no guarantee with it anymore. Where with this, just literally follow the instructions, mix it, install it properly, it's done.
And there's no two mixes with sand and cement the same either.
No, yeah,
And the
exactly.
colour can be not as consistent as you would like it to be.
Yeah, you have to make sure
Whereas-
you're measuring everything, and it's a lot more, you know.
The sands, again, they go through quality checks on their arrival to joint at the raw material, the bulk raw material that comes in. So they go through tests of colour codes. So the colour is consistent all the time as well,
Yeah.
which is good. Jake, I think we're coming to an end. Again, we're delighted that you give us the opportunity to be here. Again, it's the first time for us. It's a rare event. I feel at home when I'm here myself on site where there's work going on. Coming from that working class background, and we might do this again sometime.
Of course, we're always using it, so pop down whenever you're free.
Yeah, or maybe someone else would like us, will give us the opportunity to be on their job where they're using a jointed product as well. And we're very connected to the industry as well, not going back over it again, but we're very easily contacted. We've business development managers in every area. Kevin Cunningham again there with the big smiley head on him, Montse, you can just point the camera over. And Chris. Kevin is a good guy as well, so we run a very tight ship. We run a very tight ship, and in Jointed, and Montse and Natasha will be proud to say this as well. We're all busy doing what we're doing, but when a contractor asks us a question online or emails us, we drop everything, and that has to be answered now, straight away. And we're going to try and maintain that as well, Jake, as we move forward. Are you going to give the guys an opportunity to eat the donuts, or are you going to let them finish the job?
Well, they're almost there.
They're almost
Might as well
there,
let them
yeah.
finish. Are you guys going down to Futurescape this year?
We'll be at Futurescapes this year, yeah. We'll be at Futurescapes again this year, yeah. It's an annual thing for us, Jake. I'm sure you'll be there yourself.
Yeah, I might pop down. Quite like it.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
It's a good show, yeah.
It's good to meet new companies.
It is a good show, for sure and certain. So that's it, we're done. Again, thanks to the viewers for taking the time out this morning and to watch me and listen to me and Jake talking. I hope it made sense. I'm sure we did, Jake. And that's it, Jake. Thank you again
Thanks,
for your
Gary.
time. It's a pleasure being on site. Thank you so much.
Nice to have you here.